Hao, and welcome to White Gaze, where we whites gaze upon the drama,
the looks,
and the language of our newest favorite Chinese television show, Empresses in the Palace, otherwise known as
Zhen Huan.
And today, we have got the legendary leader of the Magpie Bridge Brigade joining us today.
Joining us today is Carson Wei. Hello, Carson.
Hi, guys.
Amazing. So, Carson, you are probably, if we set aside Plum Blossom Darling, and if we set aside Demi from WordPress.com, you are probably the number one person that gives us access to this TV show. So, first of all, I want to say thank you for allowing people like us to be able to watch the show.
Yeah, I'm so happy that we were able to work on the show and get more and more fans of the shows that don't speak Chinese. And it's also a very special episode because we rebranded ourselves as Magpie Bridge Brigade after from episode 23 onwards. So thank you guys for having me.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so in the, was it the previous episode? They said something about the magpies.
Yes,
is that
there was
where
a
you
poem.
got the name from? The poem, yes.
Yes.
Could you explain the poem? Because we did not understand.
Yeah, so basically it's based on the fairy tale of the coward and the weaver girl. And that's the story for the Qixi festival, which is China's Valentine's Day. In the certain time in the fall, in the autumn, magpies will form this bridge for the coward and the weaver girl to meet once a year. And these are actually two stars or constellation that comes close to each other at this time of the year. And the last line of the poem is, when love is between immortal hearts, what matters if dawn to dusk they are apart. So that's in the last episode, it's for Zhen Huan to tell the emperor that I know you love me even if you don't see me every day, and that's to piss off Hua Fei as well. That poem is beautiful. It's fitting the occasion, but also kind of just to piss her off.
Okay, because it does. She gave us that stank face right after that. So how long have you been a fan of Zhen Huan Zhuan? Like, when did you first watch the show?
Actually, 2018 was the first time, and I think I binge watched the whole show, and I saw it came up. It was uploaded onto YouTube that year. That's how I watched it, and then I decided to contact the channel manager, see if I can translate it, and yeah, it works out.
Amazing. Wait, so you have contacts with the La TV channel?
Yes, I have their WeChat.
And they don't pay you?
No. They don't. It's they don't have a budget. The show has been out there for more than 10 years now, and nobody's paying for translation.
Okay, we know that Soon Lee has got that big ass house on Fuxing Road. They have budget.
Yes. If someone can get me Sun Lee's WeChat, I'll talk to her about this.
Okay, listeners. We are going to find her.
We'll do some investigating. I bet Monty could find it.
I think so. I think you could find it. How long have you and the brigade been actively translating? Like, since 2018?
I mean, we are always actively. It's just, it takes more time than we thought. Every year, I was like, I'm going to finish the show this year, but that didn't happen. So now we're in 2023.
Okay.
Still working on 60 something episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have time.
Yeah.
Initially, it was just myself and another English native speaker, Max, and then the more we translate, the more people reach out to us and join us. But right now, I'd say we have like a few translators active, a few reviewers active. So it's been taking quite some time to finish one episode. Even I think it takes more than 40 episodes in total for everyone to finish one episode.
Oh, wow. How many of you are there in total?
I think more than 60 people joined, but they got assigned to other projects, and or they just became busy or inactive. So right now, I would say less than 5 translators active and less than 5 reviewers active.
Oh, okay. Are you actively recruiting? Should we get some of our listeners to join?
Yeah, if anyone's interested, just shoot us an email or message. But our translation team is actually quite far. They have finished 71 or 72, so we really need more reviewers, either native English speakers or Chinese speakers with a lot of translation experience to help with the reviewing process.
Okay, cool. Well, you heard it here. If you want to sign up to be a reviewer, send them an email.
We'll make Monty do it.
Well,
yeah, we have a trial and it's very hard.
There's a trial.
There's a trial, like a test.
Oh.
But it's very hard.
Dang, okay.
Is this the one that Nick was talking about?
I don't know. I don't think. Is it like a test to see how well you know the show?
No, we'll give you like 4 minutes off one episode and you either translate it or kind of review it, revise it.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So, okay.
Interesting.
Well, shall we jump into the episode? Today we're getting into episode 23.
Let's do a quick recap of the last episode.
Oh, yes. Why don't you?
I don't remember what happened. I listened to the episode like 2 days ago.
Damn. Okay. I know that in the last episode there was a lot of drama because they went to the opera and they would not stop talking to each other throughout the performance.
Was that the opera episode?
Yeah, and it was also the episode where Hua Fei's brother came in and got paid 300,000 taels to promote that man. And Hua Fei got 100,000 taels.
Oh yeah, so her side gig was fruitful.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended with all of the girls going to see the Empress Dowager.
Yes.
Which we didn't know why they were going to see the Empress Dowager. Were they going to see her because she's sick?
Yeah, we were confused.
There are some special occasions in the year where everyone gets to greet her, the Empress Dowager.
Okay.
But she doesn't usually meet all the concubines. Like one time the Emperor suggested she should meet Zhen Huan, but she declined.
I remember that.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. It was, but I don't remember. It was probably some special occasion in that episode. Oh, it was. It was the Laba festival. So kind of like celebration, like Buddhist celebration. So that's probably why they went to greet her.
Okay.
Okay.
Because the last episode ends with the Empress Dowager telling Zhen Huan, "Oh, let me see your face one last time." So we had some theories about what was about to happen, and neither of them happened.
Yeah, nothing really happened. She was just like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a long time."
Cool, next.
And then it was over, yeah.
But anyways, I guess Zhen Huan gets compliments for her good nature. She gets compliments for her handwriting. And so she gets gifted some more brocade. And the Empress Dowager invites her to write some sutras for her.
Is sutras like poems or like scriptures?
I think that.
Yeah, it's scriptures. It's like what the Buddha said.
Cool. Okay.
And so we do cut to Zhen Huan serving, both in the looks department and in the service department, because she is writing these sutras for the Empress Dowager, who does look amazing in this scene. She's looking very beautiful, very elegant and rich. Her hair is dead.
Fierce.
She just is writing these sutras for her and is like, yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to do this for you, Empress Dowager.
It's because she's got that pussycat little handwriting.
The dainty
little
flick
wrist.
of the wrist as she writes.
Okay, now she is laying in the bed and serving the emperor.
Yes.
The emperor comes in and he's like, you're already in bed. Why couldn't you wait on me? And she was tired because she had been serving the Empress. She had been writing all the sutras, and so she's a little bit tired.
Well, she said it's also very cold. It's winter time, and she just wanted to be under the covers so that she didn't catch a cold. And she wants to keep her health in check. And he was working late anyways. He was like, sorry, I was reading all these memorandums. I should have come earlier.
Then she brings up that he doesn't see the Empress enough and he needs to go see the Empress more.
Right. Well, because Zhen Huan says something like, oh, she's in bad health and it's cold. You should go check on her. And the Emperor's like, okay, I'll go get lunch with her tomorrow. And then she was like, well, why don't you make it dinner and then you can spend the night? Yes. So I guess they don't live together.
No, they don't. The Empress lives in the Palace of Great Benevolence. The Emperor usually stays in the Hall of Mental Cultivation, unless he selects a concubine.
Okay. If he selects the Empress, does she get wrapped in a blanket burrito?
No, he'll just walk there.
Okay. See,
I mean,
yes.
sometimes he just walks to Zhen Huan as well.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So then what's the blanket burrito for?
I think it's... I mean, in history, they have to be wrapped and sent to the Emperor, and they only have, like, an hour to do their business. And then they get sent out. But in the show, yes, there's, like, there'll be a eunuch outdoors timing the clock, and he'll be knocking on the door, like, it's been 1 hour.
Watch. You have 1 hour to serve. Good luck and don't fuck it up. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I think when the Emperor is fond of one of the concubines, he will probably visit them. But I don't know if that's
Give more
the real
time.
history or it's just a show. Yeah, he could stay over at somebody's palace.
I am a terrible person to spend the night with because I am a very restless sleeper. And so I bet that I would not do very well in the harem.
You would do good with a 1 hour timer, though.
Well, yeah, I guess. An hour? That's a long time. I can't bottom for an hour.
You can take some breaks.
Yeah, I guess I could. I guess I could take a break. But that's the glory of being gay, because if I can't bottom for an hour, bitch, we flip it right around, and now you're bottoming.
Bless God. Yes.
Next, it's a new day in the workroom, and all of the girls are looking very resplendent. Carson, I don't know if you have the video up and you want to like...
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, if you cut to just like all the looks in this scene, all the girls are serving. Zhen Huan looks great. The Empress looks great. Hua Fei looks expensive. Fuca Gui Ren even looks really good. Fuca Gui Ren, who we will get back to later, is looking fine. And Anling Rong is really giving this signature scarf moment.
The fuchsia, magenta, whatever color it is, the pink fur.
Well, but see, now it's white. Now she has white scarf around her neck.
But because she also had the pink
Little muff.
muff.
Yeah. She's the scarf lady. We love it. We love to see it. Zhen Huan is, I think, actively being nice to Anling Rong because Anling Rong has been mad at her lately and she's aware of that.
Yeah, so she's asking her how she's doing and she's like, I'm doing much better. And then she coughs.
Right. And then that bitch Chi Fei says, wow, ever since you got sick, your voice sucks. Hasn't anybody else noticed that?
Just like her speaking voice?
Yeah. They're like, oh, it's not like velvet and smooth. It's like crusty and down here.
Sounds like she's from Jersey.
So Anling Rong gets a little pissed off. And then our roly-poly Changzai comes back and is saying that she just keeps eating snacks and putting on the pounds.
Which I was shocked by this scene because she is just like, she is up out of her chair.
Yeah.
She is back face to the other girls and she is speaking directly to Zhen Huan.
Right.
Yeah.
Can she just like walk around like that during the meeting with the Empress?
I think normally the concubines wouldn't do that. But they're trying to showcase showcase their family, and she is just like the youngest sister girl of the family, so she gets to be a little bit like she gets to misbehave.
I guess.
Well, she's 17 now.
She's 17 now.
She's a big girl.
And she keeps either getting taller or wider.
I say it, what I think.
Well, they kept like talking about her weight, and I was like, oh my god, is she pregnant?
Right.
Because she is eating a lot, but we have known her to eat a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's an eater.
She loves snacks. She loves cakes and cookies.
Right. She has not seen a plate she did not want to clean. Oh, there's a random phrase in here that Weston had a question about. Because, okay, so Fuca Gui Ren does this whole big thing about being like, oh no. And the Empress is like, oh, what's wrong with you? And she's like, nothing. I'm just pregnant. And then, you know, Hua Fei obviously gets very pissed off at this and accuses her of maybe lying about it. And so she says a phrase that's like, yes means yes, no means no.
I think it's like, maybe like one of the like tongue twisters, like 40 is 4 is what the one that we did on here. But I feel like I've heard that before. Or it's like one of those things that people will say in like quote unquote Chinglish. Like people mountain, people sea, or like UCC one day, things like that.
Do people say that a lot?
It's not in the Chinese. It's not a set phrase. It's not an idiom. It's but the English kind of sounds like an idiom.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, in the Chinese more like if I have it, I have it. If I don't, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, the mystery is solved. So, anyways, the meeting is kind of chilly after that because Hua Fei is in deep despair over the fact that she is still not pregnant, and this girl who we forgot was in the show at all is suddenly now pregnant.
Fuca Gui Ren?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't heard from her in a long time, and now she's just a pregnant girl.
Right, now I feel like she's going to be causing some problems for us. However, before we totally move on, I forgot that there was a part where the Empress says, when they're talking about Roly-Poly Changzai's weight, then she compares to Anling Rong by being like, oh, you're so skinny and beautiful. And then the Empress is like, yeah, but you probably should eat some more food, huh? And then she stands up and delivers this villain monologue. And I hate this narrative for her. I don't like that she's being a villain.
Who, Anling Rong?
Yeah. She looks at Zhen Huan and she's like, it would just be so much nicer if I had a sister who could take care of me and made sure that I ate my food, because it's so funny that Zhen Huan knew exactly what Roly-Poly Changzai ate yesterday and at what times that she ate it and at what times that she woke up in the middle of the night to pee, because I don't have anybody looking out for me like that.
There's people that are dying.
Does she live alone?
No. She lives with Fuca Gui Ren. That will come back later.
She does?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's the thing. And so Zhen Huan just sort of like takes that in and is like, bitch, like what? What do you want me to do? She's putting too much pressure on Zhen Huan, I think.
Yes.
It's not fair.
She's kind of been jealous. Like, she was Zhen Huan's only sister at the time, but then there's attendant Chen, the roly-poly attendant. So, and she always feels ashamed of herself, like her family, and even in the palace, she's just kind of a pitiful person.
Well, I think that they do a good job of like reminding her, like, you're poor and you don't come from a nice family.
Yes.
Yeah, but what does she expect Zhen Huan to do about that? Why is it Zhen Huan's sole responsibility to make her feel good?
Yeah. I don't know. They don't have betterhelp.com/whitegaze to help them out.
That's true. If only they did.
If only we did.
Well, the drama continues out into the street because as they're on the way home, Cao Guiren tries to get in some digs against Zhen Huan by saying, wow, you're really unlucky because you're the most visited, you're the most favorite girl, and you're still not pregnant. Meanwhile, Fuca Gui Ren got visited one time and boom, she has a baby. Sucks to be you, honestly.
What the fuck?
And Zhen Huan turns it right around because Hua Fei comes out.
Yes.
And she goes, oh, I am so sorry. Cao Gui Ren was just talking shit about you. Please forgive her for speaking ill of you.
I was shocked when she did that. I screamed. I could not believe it.
Well, because at first I was like, she's just gonna sit there and lie like that. But then she's like, because she said it about me. it
means
also
about you too.
it also is true for you,
right?
because you're also visited a lot and you're also not pregnant.
Mm-hmm. So Hua Fei tries to gather her by first pushing Cao Gui Ren out of the way. And then she says something, I don't know what she says to Zhen Huan, but she tries to leave with the upper hand.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she does.
No.
But why does Cao Gui Ren stay by Hua Fei? Hua Fei literally poisoned her baby.
This will be explained in later episodes. It's not a spoiler, but Cao Gui Ren comes from a really humble family. I think it was mentioned somewhere. And
Yeah.
Hua Fei kind of helped her, but it will be. I think in the episode when Duan Fei saved Zhen Huan from the starch incident,
Yes.
Duan Fei did say Cao Gui Ren's daughter. Cao Gui Ren was almost not able to have this daughter, so probably Hua Fei saved this daughter or helped her somehow.
And then poisoned her
And
later.
then poisoned her.
And then used this baby. Get favor.
Damn. Okay. Well, the mystery continues on that one, but I suppose, like you say, we will see very soon the resolution to this story. Now, in my notes, the next scene is back in bed, plague with 3 question marks. So somebody is back in bed. I think it's
Zhen Huan.
It's Zhen
and I
Huan.
think that Jinxi comes up and tells her, like, there's a plague, be careful.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And immediately I was thinking, not a plague. Girl, we just got over that shit. I am not interested in the plague. And unfortunately, that is the entire rest of the episode,
Yeah.
is dealing with the plague. So I think before we dive in, I think we should take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break.
Hi there. It's Trenty from the world-famous White Gaze podcast. And I'm here to ask you, are you feeling sad?
Are you suffering from crippling anxiety?
Have you ever been trapped outside of a foreign country for an uncomfortable amount of time while you wait on your visa?
I'm not comfortable with sharing my trauma on the pod.
Well, either way, BetterHelp is there for you. BetterHelp is an online therapy service for people who can afford it. You can access them at betterhelp.com.
Period. There is no promo code because we are not actually sponsored by BetterHelp. But if you subscribe to our podcast, then we can use that money to pay for the services that we so desperately need.
We thank you in advance. Girl, we're back, and we are burning all sorts of mugwort to get this plague out of here. We are spraying the air around us to kill the virus of some sort. This virus causes a fever and a headache, and then does something weird to your blood. I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, so what does the plague do to your blood? It sounds like Zika.
The Zika virus?
Yeah.
What does it say in the subtitles?
It said something about blood.
Let me look. Blood stasis. Your blood
As in,
stops.
yeah.
Stasis is like frozen.
Steady.
Child. Anyway, so
Who can say? We don't know. Actually, you know what? This virus developed before modern medicine, and so it is impossible to actually know. But everybody is fucking very scared about it. It's all in the cities, and the girls are very afraid. And of course, this is coming at such a bad time because Fuca Gui Ren is newly pregnant. And so Hua Fei is pissed off at the world, basically at everybody. And suddenly, it comes in that Hua Fei is actually going to be put in charge of the epidemic prevention procedures for 6 of the palaces, and the Empress is going to get the other 6. Now, one of the palaces that Hua Fei is managing is the one that Shen Meizhuang is living at.
Yeah, before she knows that she's in charge of this, she finds out that one of her
servants
was
positive.
Was he positive or like in contact or something?
No, he was positive. He was the first positive.
For secondary contacts, he was the positive.
No, he was the first positive.
Patient 0.
Yeah, he was patient 0.
And so she's like,
Break
burn all
shit.
of his stuff, get it out of here. And then she finds out that she has Shen Mei Zhuang's palace. And she's like, actually, we're not going to let a good tea set go to waste. Get that tea set and go serve her some tea out of it so she gets it.
Right. Make sure that he spits in it really big before you take it over to her. Mix it in with her tea. And force her to drink. Now, they do take it over. Zhou Ninghai is there and is trying to be all nice. But I think Shen Mei Zhuang is really smart because I can tell she's really suspicious of him. Because he was like, oh, my lady, I've made you some tea. And she's like, mind your business and I'll do mine.
I said what I think.
Yeah.
She's like, I do not want to talk to you. Now, we cut over to An Lingrong's palace, where I guess Zhen Huan and An Lingrong are hanging out. Zhen Huan gives her extra sachets. I guess these things you wear around you. Well, I'm not really sure what they do. Is it like garlic and vampires? You just like get the virus away from you?
I guess you like burn the herbs and that like will cleanse the air.
I think they just hand them up.
Yeah.
Or wear them. They believe they can dispel like the virus, or they can boost your immune system. One of our reviewer is a Chinese doctor, and she always explains these things to me.
Oh, amazing!
She
That's a good person to have on the team.
Practicing Chinese medicine in Florida, actually.
Oh, work. Poor girl.
I mean, there's probably a lot of old people in Florida that'll pay a lot of money for some Chinese medicine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just drink some hot water.
So she's giving these little sachets for them to wear. She says, An Lingrong, I've given you some extras because I know that you're feeling not very well. Which again, I think she is going out of her way to be nice. And An Lingrong has just made up her mind and is choosing to be angry and sad.
You know, but I would also feel a little bit of angry and sad too, because it's like you are getting overabundance of these sachets and I didn't get any. Like, why am I being overlooked? Why does my health not matter?
Because she is a Changzai and she is a Gui Ren. So I feel like it goes from the top down.
They could have at least given her one.
Okay.
To protect her.
Did I lie?
Then they hear from outside that Fuca Gui Ren is going to keep all the ginger and all the mugwort and whatever else is in that big basket. She's like, it's all for me and can fuck off and die.
And they live in the same palace, yeah?
They do.
It's funny that you notice that they're ginger. Like the actual plant is ginger, but they're just in the subtitle it's supposed to be, I think, Baiju root. It's different, but they just choose ginger because ginger is cheaper.
No, I totally clocked the ginger. I buy it enough. I love ginger.
Yes.
Oh, so this was an error on the props department. Okay. I just thought ginger was part of the cocktail, like ginger and the mugwort and the whatever. It all mixes together.
Well, because ginger is said to be healthy.
Yeah. I make ginger tea all the time.
You ever do a ginger shot?
Of what's that?
You get you in the blender you put ginger and turmeric.
Okay.
And orange juice.
Okay.
Maybe lemon.
Okay.
And maybe cayenne pepper.
Oh. I don't know about that last one, but
the tiniest little bit.
Amazing.
The tiniest little bit. And it's just like a little shot that you can take in the morning for your
digestion
and your
immunity.
No,
your circulation, respiration, cramps.
Give me a second.
Muscles, bones, tendons.
No.
Tissues. Inflammation. Puffiness.
No, it's good. It's something to help you.
Diarrhea.
It gives you
energy.
It gives you energy. It burns your fat.
Okay. Metabolism.
There
we go. There we go. We got there. See?
Metabolism.
Yeah.
But in the scene, they said they're supposed to be burnt with the mugwort. So that's not ginger.
Okay.
For sure.
What is a mugwort?
Mugwort is like a leafy plant.
Okay.
You probably see them a lot of people in the market in the spring for food or in Duanwu Festival, the Dragon Boat Festival, they hand them on the doors. Mugwort is one of them.
Oh, it's like very leafy. It's like very long.
Yeah. Yeah, but they also hand other types of herbs. Yeah.
Okay. So they overhear that Fucha is being a really big bitch. So they go outside to confront her. Now, very importantly, Anling Rong doesn't say a thing. But Zhen Huan is the one that's like, listen up, ho. Actually, you're being dumb because you need to give some to her. And she's like, actually, no, I'm not going to give any to her. And if you want, you can talk to the emperor about this. You can tell daddy on me. But I don't think that he will really care about En Changzai when I've got his baby inside of me. And Zhen Huan comes back with the facts. She's like, no, bitch. If this girl gets it, she lives like less than a meter away from you. You're going to get it. And then you're going to die and your baby's going to die. So hand it over and protect yourself. And Fucha clearly does not believe in science.
She goes, no.
She's just like,
And they grab the whole big basket and
they
trot
go
off.
Here she is going out of her way to fucking help Anling Rong. And Anling Rong is like, don't waste your breath, Zhen Huan.
What the fuck?
I'm like, when is it enough for you? A thank you would have been nice.
In the next scene, we see them hauling off 2 dead bodies.
I was shocked.
Yeah, honestly.
They're just covered in white fabrics. Yeah. Zhen Huan is doing her little praying over them as they go by.
Also, here we go with the blocking and the setting, and it's like, why were they just standing there?
Right.
In such close proximity to the dead bodies?
What were they doing in the hallway? And where were they going? And they just needed to be in the shot.
Yeah, I think they are just like watching at their like on their street. They're just outside their own palace and watching people clean.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure the girls are burning their mugworts.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Making sure they're bringing those 2 dead servants out the way.
This seems a lot more efficient than Shanghai could ever be.
I said what I said.
No, I don't. I think it's very similar because Zhen Huan comments that the way that they're managing this virus outbreak, this pandemic, is like throwing a cup of water on a burning carriage.
他医院的救治也是杯水车薪。
Because there's just like, what are they going to do? They're spraying the air. Good, cool. How effective is that? We don't know. But she gets the very, very shocking news. And again, I screamed that Shen Meizhuang is positive.
Oh, yeah, Shen Meizhuang. And this is really tragic because she is in pussy prison and is not going to be able to get help from a doctor.
Right. All of the doctors are overwhelmed with the virus on their own terms. Why would they risk their lives to protect somebody who is in pussy prison up until now? Nobody wants to stick their neck out for Shen Meizhuang. So Zhen Huan bravely says, I'll go. I volunteer as tribute. And she runs in those little heels over to that palace as fast as she can. And Orchid Momo's like, no, you can't go in. And Jixi's like, no, you can't go in. And she's like, I'm going in. I'm taking one look. One look.
Just one look. And so she goes in there, and this is the first time we see masks.
Right.
And the only time.
It's the first and only time, and I'm thinking, if the virus is everywhere, like they're saying, why isn't Zhen Huan wearing her mask? Why isn't the emperor wearing his mask? Why aren't the guards who are carrying out the dead bodies wearing their mask? It's okay.
Did they have masks, or is this something just for the show? Like, historically, did they have masks, or is this something for the show?
Good question.
To, like, throw in there for story.
And is this a real thing that happened in the Qing dynasty, or did the writers of the show know something that we didn't?
Well, that's why I asked what year this came out, because I was thinking of like 2003 SARS.
Maybe.
And I was thinking, maybe this is kind of like a
nod to that.
Like a nod to that.
I think. Wait, this show came out in 2011. I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's after.
So could have been, yeah.
But Zhen Huan does burst into the room. She sees Shen just laying so luxuriously. Her hair is laid, literally. And her face is conveniently panned to camera. And she's just serving face.
Passed out.
Passed out sick face. And Zhen Huan is just full of emotion. And she says something like, "You better take care of her." And then runs out.
And is this whenever she sees Dr. Wen?
Yes.
She conveniently sees Dr. Wen, which we haven't seen in a while.
Right.
Not since Zhen Huan was sick.
Right. So I guess he's been busy working and stuff.
Oh, this is a podcast. Y'all couldn't see, but I put air quotations around sick.
Oh, this is a language question I have. So in like when you study Chinese, you obviously learn the word for doctor is 医生, but in this show they're calling him 大人. So is that like a old title for doctor?
It's not a title for doctor. It's a title for officials. All the officials in the show are called 大人.
So he's not a doctor?
He is a doctor, but he's like an official doctor.
But like he's hired, he's like an official in the government, in the imperial family.
Okay.
So
he's in the party.
it's also
Yeah.
to show more respect, I guess. If you call normal doctors, that will be fine. But imperial doctors get a different title.
Well, in this, she's talking with Dr. Wen, and she is wielding her powerful pussy over this man. And she says, "Will you do me a favor, even though you'll risk your life and nobody will give you any rewards, and in fact, you'll get punished for doing it?" And he's like, "I will do anything for you. If you tell me to jump off a bridge, I'm going to do it."
That's so shady of her because she knows she's not going to put out for him.
Yeah, but you got to do what you got to do to save your sister.
Well, I guess that he also knows that she's not going to put out for him.
Maybe he's into that. He's a sub for her.
You know what I want? That I see all over Twitter, like cash subs. Like I want to like call somebody a faggot and they send me money.
I would love that. Both of us are into cash domination. If anybody's looking for a cash dom, we can send subscribe to our iFadian.
Yeah. Faggot.
So anyways, he agrees to go and help Shen secretly by attending to her and trying to find a cure. Meanwhile, Hua Fei is in the other room talking with some other hot Da-Rens and rushing them, basically saying like, how could you not have found a cure yet?
She's like, give me the book.
Give me the book. I can't read, but I'm going to flip this page. So I was really confused by the scene. I didn't know why it was there. I don't know what it was doing.
It's just a transition scene. Like, I guess it's maybe like setting up finding the cure.
Maybe. I mean, they're just like mixing little beans in pots.
They are. They're making the
formula,
the NyQuils and the Xanaxes of it all.
Do not put cassava starch in there.
Yeah, watch out for the cassava starch. Listen, on my Olama, on the import store by my house.
Yeah.
If you look at the potato chips on there, bitch, all of them cassava.
What is a cassava?
I don't know.
And what if they poison you?
Right? Because I am a baby.
Fuck up. I hate you. Oh my god. Okay. So we cut back to Zhen Huan, who is talking with Orchid Momo, who was like, luckily the guards are so afraid of Shen Meizhuang's positive status that they are slacking. So I was able to sneak in Dr. Wen to go and treat her. However, the biggest problem is because we're doing this in secret, she can't order her vitamins, she can't order her group buys, she can't get her uzi from the government to, so she has food to eat.
What was that word you just slipped in there?
Uzi.
What is that?
It's like the food packages
Rations?
that the government gave us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so Zhen Huan is like, well, this is all we can do for now because there's not anything else for us to negotiate with to make her situation better. When suddenly, Xiao Yunzi comes in and is like, I've got the plot device you need.
Yeah. Very dramatic. But because we didn't know what was going on yet.
We didn't. He was like, oh, your good news has arrived. And I was like, what good news? But why don't we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Oh, I love this pink guava drink.
Introducing the new guava green tea frozen smoothie from Niangniang. One taste will transport you back to all of the tropical shores of all of the destinations that you would like to visit, but you cannot because of travel restrictions. Tasting of guava and green tea, you can imagine yourselves frolicking between the waves. Head on down to Niangniang now.
You can buy this drink between the months of June and July, so it is no longer available.
We are back, and the Emperor is talking with Su Peixiang about the death toll. The Su Peixiang is saying that the servants are dropping like flies left and right. The people outside in the city are also dying. All the rich people tried to leave the city real quick, and then once they got out, they realized everybody there had it too. So then they decided to come back.
Not the U.S. government.
I was more thinking about the bitches that were like, ooh, lockdown.
Let's go to Sanya.
Let's go to Sanya. Ooh, lockdown in Sanya. Oh no. And so also Su Peixiang says this thing about how all the poor people in the villages have been in quarantine since the plague symptoms started to show up. But unfortunately for the detainees, there is no way out but death.
那些被隔开的人，除了死路一条，就别无他路了。
Clearly, Daddy Gigi did not watch this episode.
What I think.
And that's all we'll say about that.
So Zhen Huan arrives to the Emperor, and I didn't know what was coming.
No.
And I guess nobody knew what was coming. But Su Peixiang, I was thinking like him in that moment. I was like, what is this bitch doing here? I told her not to come. He's stressed out right now, and she's going to come out here, and she's going to give us some whole spiel about Shen Meizhuang.
Right.
He doesn't want to hear about that shit right now because he's dealing with dying people.
Right.
But she does come with some information.
She came with the stunt. Because the Emperor is like, why are you here? This better be important. And she was like, Xiao Yunzi, bring him in.
And it's Liu Ben.
Finally. After, I think this had happened maybe 10 episodes ago.
Yeah, like whenever we had Sarah.
Yeah. And so, finally, he's been caught. Liu Ben, the evil doctor, had been acting as a homeless person in Hunan province and just trying to lay low. But they caught him. And
Trenton does that often, acts like a homeless person.
What? When?
You do in the fucking Mulan Dream show.
Okay, yeah, that is a role. That is a character.
Yeah,
I'm
you
getting
do.
paid for it. Liu Ben is not.
You do. You act like a homeless person.
So, anyways, the Emperor is like, listen, I'm going to give you one chance to tell me the truth. I'm not going to torture you, but if I tell that you're lying, then I am going to torture you and really be awful to you. So I need you to tell me the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you, Buddha. And he says, I'm sorry, Shen Meizhuang was never pregnant, but she really thought that she was because she was taking this medicine that I was ordered to give her.
Or no, yeah.
And the Emperor's like, ordered? Wait a minute. Who ordered you to do it? And he like hesitates. And I thought he was going to be like, oh, sorry, I can't say. They'll kill me. But then he fucking says it. He's like, it was Hua Fei. It was Hua Fei.
I could not believe it.
That was so shocking.
It was shocking.
I think the more shocking thing to me was the reaction.
What was the reaction?
That she's getting demoted.
Oh, yeah. So after some like negotiating about more of the details that I don't actually care about. I guess like 2 of the doctors are going to kill themselves or something. Like they've been granted suicide in the way that like Lady Melodic was.
Yeah.
Hua Fei is now going to be a peen. And she's also losing her like honorary name, which I thought Hua was her name. Is it not?
It's not. It's not a family name.
That's like her name that she was given.
So what is her real name?
Her real name is Nian Shilan. Nian is the family name.
We knew that.
Shilan.
Because her brother is Niangniang or something like that.
Yeah.
So what do we call her now?
I think she's not
Hua Fei anymore.
It's like concubine Nian for now.
Nian Pin.
Wow.
Wow. That was shocking.
That's not as pretty.
It's not. And so the emperor is super fucking mad. He says, I'm not going to forgive her this time. Zhen Huan has this amazing quote that said something about the evildoer clouded your wisdom eyes.
是奸人狡诈，蒙蔽了皇上慧眼。
Yeah, she was coming through with her
poetry.
With her poetry
and
to
her quotes. Yeah, it was a good one. Oh, the emperor's like, okay, I'm going to make sure that Shen Meizhuang is back to being Lady Virtue. She gets her honorary name back. She also gets to go back to being a Gui Ren. And then there was this really weird exchange where Zhen Huan was like, oh, it's such a shame. You're kind of too late. And he's like, what? She killed herself?
Don't.
It was like, she was like, oh, no, not all of that. No. It's just that she is positive because her body has been weakened and her chi is very weak because she's been depressed and sad by these false allegations. And the emperor is just feeling very regretful, very shocked, very regretful. I think he realizes he did a bad thing.
Yeah. But then he's like, you didn't come out here and tell Liu Ben to say Hua Fei's name, did you?
Right. With this level of deception going on under my roof, how do I know you are not deceiving me as well?
She's like, if I wanted to do it, I would have done it a long time ago.
Right. I would not have waited until the literal plague has hit us.
But she is upset about it. She's like, how dare you question me?
She was very upset.
I would be upset too.
She was so upset that she didn't even stand up.
But I do understand his skepticism.
Of course. They don't have CCTV. There's no way to really verify any of their claims. But he's like, okay, thank you, Zhen Huan. You can stand up. And she doesn't. She just stays down. I don't know if her leg was cramping and she couldn't get up by herself. Or if it just forced the romantic music to cut in and he walks around and offers the hand and stands her up.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing too. Like, I'm not standing up. Because if she probably would have started crying. So she's trying to hold back. And she wants to get daddy in her little pocket.
Oh my god. Yes. So anyways, the announcement goes out that they send it to her to what is her palace's name? The Juhuagong? Cunju Tang. Okay. And they tell her that she is no longer confined. She gets to be released from Pussy Prison now. And that they're gonna be sending over more doctors to take care of her. And the servants seem pretty excited about that.
Chi Fei is excited too.
Chi Fei was there?
Isn't that the girl that lives with her?
That was Fuca Gui Ren.
No, she lives with Jinping.
Jinping, yes,
Jinping.
not Chi Fei. Jinping.
Jinping's the nice one.
Yeah,
Jinping is nice.
Yes.
She doesn't have a baby, but she's nice.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, An Ling Rong goes to visit, but she already knows like she's not going to be allowed inside. So I guess she's just showing face. She's like,
does Chi Fei still exist?
Chi Fei exists, yeah.
Who was the girl that did the whole dramatics with the ghost?
The one that saw the ghost and like fainted. That was Fuca Gui Ren.
That's why we haven't seen her this whole time, because she was
recovering
from seeing the ghost.
Yeah, it takes me about that long after seeing you in drag too. So An Ling Rong goes to visit. She knows she can't go inside, so she's just showing some face. But she does manage to get some intel out of one of the guards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not. He can't tell her because he said it would cause too much drama. The only intel that he gets is that
Liu Ben was caught.
But
I don't know that was announced to everybody.
No, the only thing that was announced is that
she's free.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So there are lots of questions, but I wonder now, what is An Ling Rong going to do with this information? I fear that because she has this dark storyline, she is not going to go to Zhen Huan and ask questions. She's going to go to Hua Fei and say, girl, watch out. Your man's been caught. He's here.
I don't think that she'll get to him in time because in the morning, she's getting demoted.
That's true. I don't know. I guess it's interesting to me that they included the scene if her receiving that information would not be important in the future.
Yeah.
What else do you think will happen in the next episode?
She'll cry about it.
She'll cry about something, surely.
She's going to say, oh, now Zhen Huan doesn't want to hang out with me even more because now she can hang out with her real sister, Shen Meijuan.
Oh, probably so. Or she'll be like, wow, Zhen Huan did all of this without telling me, that bitch.
Yep.
I truly, truly pray to the Buddha that the plague goes away next episode. I'm over the plague. I hope that they can find a vaccine faster than we did in our timeline so that we can move on with our lives. I don't want them to be plaguing for the rest of the series. Promise me, Carson, does that happen? Does the plague go on for 80 episodes?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, perfect.
They found a formula for it. So.
Perfect.
Oh, and it's actually effective?
Yes, good for them. I hope, I say this every single time, but I hope we see the 17th prince. Yes. His presence is always lovely.
Bring him back.
I hope we get to see more of Jade and Vermilion. They have been taking quite a long annual leave by now.
Jade was in the quarrel with Fuca Gui Ren. Very briefly.
Well, we'll gotta see. I mean, like I said before, I feel like this show is... I thought I knew in the beginning of watching it, I thought I knew the direction the show was taking. But it's very clear now the show is just all over the place all the time. So I think, it'll probably just be chaotic, and who knows what will happen next episode. Maybe there's an earthquake. I don't know.
Yeah. I hope it's more ghosts.
Why don't we take a break? And then when we come back from taking a break, we can decide who's got the best look, and we can do our language challenge.
All right, we're back, and it is time for...
本周心机争宠装.
This is a part of the show where we look at the looks and decide who looked the best in this episode.
Yes.
There was a lot of good ones in this episode.
Okay.
Carson, what do you think? Who do you think had the best outfit or looked the prettiest in this episode?
Well, I like how you guys commented on Mei Zhuang's look when she's passed out. Yes.
Sick and dead. Yeah.
Yes. She's still killing it when she's passed out. And she got promoted in this episode.
Yeah.
Back to Noble Lady.
That's true. All right, what do you think?
The Empress Dowager. In the scene where she's with Zhen Huan and she's writing. Yeah. I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
And also Anne in the first scene.
With the scarf.
With the pink, yeah.
No,
what do you think?
I don't know. It's really hard. I do think that all the girls in the workroom were serving. So
The Olympics.
yeah, all the Olympics. They're all lined up. I think that honestly, though, despite how good Hua Fei always looks, and Zhen Huan had some really fierce metallics in her hair.
I don't like Hua Fei in the yellow.
Yeah, but this was more of like a royal purple.
Yeah.
The yellow is like the accents, the contrasting colors, color theory.
They're complementary colors.
But her purple last time at the opera house was better.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
when they
yeah,
went to
yeah.
the opera, they were looking really, really, really a lot better. That's a good point. So I actually, you know what? I'm going to agree with you, Big Westy. I'm going to say the Empress Dowager. She takes it this episode.
Yeah. Well, she is like the top bitch. She is the richest one.
Yeah.
So of course
Right.
she's gonna look good.
Right. You have literally all of the money in the country. You can get
Yeah.
a fierce garment together. Well, congratulations to the Empress Dowager.
And that was
本周心机争宠装。
And now we have a very, very special language challenge that has been prepared by Carson. Now, Big Westy and I have no idea what it is, which is great because that means Big Westy cannot cheat.
listen. I will admit to cheating, but not whenever we were competing against each other. Whenever we were in lockdown and we did a don't take that home with me,
Yeah.
baby.
You looked it up
Baby.
off screen.
I am, because we're not together, baby. I'm on Pleco.
Oh my God.
I don't think I won anything during that one, so.
Yeah, because you cheated and you still lost, okay? You cheated and you still lost.
No, I know. I
Do you
definitely
guys
won that one.
have to compete each other, or you can be a team as well to figure out all the questions?
Oh, should we be a team?
Let's be a team.
Oh, of course you say that. Of course you say that. Okay, if you
Yes,
think
of
it's
course I
better-
said it because I am the friendly one.
Okay. If you think it's better that we are in a team, we can be a team.
I've got some because the Chinese New Year is around the corner, and I have some questions just from episode 5, where it was also one episode about New Year's Eve, and so I just yeah, if you want to pull up that episode as well, there's some scenes you can check out. So
Okay.
yeah, I think you guys can work on a team for the first question. So
Okay.
my first question is, can you figure out what was the zodiac animal for that year, when the first year Zhen Huan spent in the palace?
Oh. What year was it? 1812?
No. We discovered. We did this.
The War of 1812.
We've been over this before, I think. Somebody sent us a whisper that the show was at the same time as George Washington. So George Washington was alive. This is like in the 1730s, I believe.
Well, I can give you a hint. You can
Yeah.
look up when Emperor Yongzheng acceded to the throne, and that's the first New Year after that.
Wait, this is a real man?
Yes, the emperor is real, and in the first episode they said he is like in the year that year he ascended to the throne, and then very soon after in episode 5 they had a New Year celebration.
1722. Okay,
Yes.
1722 is 301 years ago, which is divided by
Divided by
12. What is-
No, actually it's the year after that, the New Year after that. So it's
so
the
it's
year-
one
it will be
300 years
723.
ago.
300.
Okay, so 300 divided by 12 equals 25. So 25
So it will be the same zodiac animal
cycles.
as this year.
The same as this year?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
then it's a
Tuta.
rabbit.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I did the calculation and found that was really coincidental. So that was my first question.
Amazing. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so her first year was.
That's a good omen for us, I think.
So my second question, so I have my second question is kind of like for you guys to figure out the New Year decoration and like what's significant about it. Like why do you have this decoration?
Okay.
So in the scene, what do you see in the scene? You can tell me the Chinese name. That would be a good challenge for decorations.
Well, there's lots of lanterns. There's lots of dung. There's lots of, the red tassels, the red hangings.
Yes, that's also part of the lantern. So, yeah. And also on the windows, there's something on the windows.
There's like those, it's like those knot things.
The knots.
Yeah,
the fortune knots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I don't know how to
do
say
you know
that,
what that
though.
is in Chinese? The knots.
Fu.
No, it's not a fu. It's like a shun or yun. I'm looking at.
Are you on Pleco?
Yeah, I'm looking up on Pleco. It's like xing yun. Tiao.
No, so they're probably some like the Chinese knots or like fortune knots, but Chinese knots are called 中国结. But I don't know what New Year knots are called in Chinese. Actually, like I don't think it's even a thing. I think they just call them the Chinese knots. The other part of the question is for you to guess why they're important to have as the decoration. I looked up online and there are so many different answers. So any answer could be the right answer.
Okay. My art knot could mean anything.
Okay, so some of my students have told me that there's a story that you put the red up because there was like this evil dragon, and the red and the knot will protect you from the evil dragon, which is like bad luck, bad fortune,
right. It's like
stuff
banishing the bad luck, banishing the bad spirits.
That's why we have the red color. Yes. And
the dragon
for the lanterns, especially because they're bright, so it's like having like good fortune guiding above your head. Can you guess why we have knots as decorations?
Because they're fierce and they're hard to untie.
Okay, yeah, you're onto something with that.
The spirit's fingers can't untie them. It's like, it's too hard. Spirits don't have fingers, they just have those like mitten hands.
You stupid fucking dinosaur!
I have no idea
That's definitely
why.
an
do we do
answer that
that
should be included in the textbook when they teach about Chinese history.
See? Okay, there we go.
But in fact, it's because we use ancient people use knots to kind of record some information, like how many times of days have passed, for example, how many days have passed, or how many times you've had fish this month, that kind of things. So it's a common decoration in people's homes, and then it became this decoration. Are you guys having any decorations at your home right now?
I told Monty, I was like, I want to get a fu. I want to put one on our door. So he said he ordered some, but I don't know.
My coworkers usually like give them to me. And is there like something about like putting it upside down or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the spirits can't read upside down.
Yeah.
No, it's because it's like a pun, or it's like a homophone. It's like 福到了, which means the fu is upside down, but 到 is also homophonic with
like
arrive.
To arrive.
Yes, 到了, so fu has arrived. Later in this episode, they're making paper cuts. It's also a New Year decoration. Yeah. So the question is, what do you usually see on paper cuts, or New Year paper cuts?
What do you typically see for New Year's paper cuts?
Yeah.
Well, In America, we usually do snowflakes.
Yeah.
But
That's like a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Or like a winter.
For Chinese New Year paper cuts.
Well, they make Zhen Huan's sickening face. So, I'm assuming, do you make like people, your ancestors?
Portraits.
Yeah.
Maybe the animal of the year that it is.
Oh yeah, maybe like little rabbits.
Yes,
Oh.
totally. You totally make animals and animals of the year. Ooh. And normally, so in this episode they made peacock because I guess it's like a royal animal, but normally you will see fish as well in the paper cuts.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We saw a lot of that. We went to Yew Garden last week, and we saw a lot of fish, and
There was a fish with the head of a rabbit.
we were a little confused
Like a
at first
rabbit
because
mermaid?
we were like,
Yeah.
rabbit, what does the fish have to do with the rabbit? But Monty explained to us that it's like
It's another
like a
like
symbol for good
homophone
luck.
thing. It's like 多鱼. It's like
Yes.
lots of fish.
Surplus.
Yeah.
Yu is
Thank you.
fish is yu, and yu in Chinese is also surplus. So you have surplus. You have abundance every year.
Was that the last question?
Yes.
Is there more?
Yes, that's the last question.
Perfect. Well, I think we
Amazing.
passed. Did we pass?
Sure.
Amazing. Great. I love it.
There's
See,
no
I
reward.
Well, the reward is the friends we made along the way.
Right?
Yeah. You guys should team up for the challenge more.
Fine, friendship.
Westi guessed the fish and you used your math to calculate the zodiac animal. I think you guys are a good team.
Oh, those weren't guesses. Those were knowledge that I have
Oh, okay.
from my kids.
Okay, well. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else you'd like to plug other than the Magpie Bridge Brigade and anything else you want our listeners to know?
I am more here to show support and my love for your pod.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
so
I've been listening to
sweet.
every episode and really love how you guys did. You guys did really a good job for the show and the podcast.
Thank you. That means a lot to us coming from you, especially because we know that we're going to get a lot of things wrong, so we really do our best to try to understand the right way. Thank you so much for joining us, and there's only, I think, one thing left for us to say. If we can do it all together. 3, 2, 1. 再见. If you like White Gaze, we would love for you to leave a review of our podcast, give us 5 stars, and don't forget to subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen from. You can also support us by signing up to be a subscriber by going to anchor.fm/whitegaze/subscribe.
You can follow us at @reverse_cowboy_ and at Officer Trenty, and our White Gaze account is @White Gaze Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Douyin, TikTok, and the Anchor app.
White Gaze is not endorsed by Beijing TV Art Center. It is intended for entertainment purposes only. Zhen Huan and all names, audio, pictures, and video clips are all registered trademarks and or copyrights of their respected trademark and or copyright holders.
White Gaze is a podcast hosted by Weston Swift and Trenton Schneiders. Produced by Trenton Schneiders and Monty Shaw. Sound and audio by Trenton Schneiders. Media by Monty Shaw. Our theme song is White Gaze by Trenton Schneiders and Weston Swift. You have an interesting way of pronouncing plague.
Plague?
You say it with a and I say it with a a.
You say plague.
Plague.
But it's a plague.
I guess they're both right.
Okay.